you can read that there is a contemplation about the others in the room and their responses, regardless of what his answer is.
As in, he's concerned about what his response will be because of the people in the room.
Yes.
I kill everybody else in the room.
Beneath Corvosa's gilded light, two paths converge one fateful night. Rose and souls, their tales align, a conquest forged in space and time. Dice roll in the twilight, threads of fate entwine. The boneyard calls its champions as ancient runes still shine. Rise, oh heroes brave, face the dark that craves. In the dark we stand, together we defend the land. Our faith now forged in precipice, the stolen conquest. Galleria whispers, dancing echoes of the past. Ranelord's wrath, encroaching stolen souls are cast. The plains and powers tremble as destinies collide. Heroes bound by duty, through chaos will decide. Rise, oh heroes brave, face the dark that craves. In the dark we stand, together we defend the land. Our faith now forged in precipice, the stolen conquest. Weave together across the multiverse. The throne of souls, the power, a blessing or a curse.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. It is the Stolen Conquest. I appreciate all of you being here. Welcome on in. It is time. It is time for this game to continue. This is a combination games of the Stolen Souls campaign and the Claimers Conquest campaign, kind of all rolled in, combined into this amazing, amazing amalgamation of a game. We've got 2 game masters. We've got 8 people playing. Well, we got 8 people total. So welcome on in. We are missing one. As soon as he arrives, we will get him into the game. So when that happens, just ignore the shifting of faces and all that kind of stuff, because I'll have to rearrange everybody. So thank you guys so much for being here. You will realize that there are some channel points that you can redeem that are unique and new. Just all kinds of cool stuff. This, I believe, is going to be a lot of story, a lot of stuff going on. So please enjoy the show, hang out, chat to your heart's content, talk about things, and I will let the game masters explain the channel point redeems, how they work, what they do, and how you can affect the game in a very unique way tonight on the Stolen Conquest. Take it away, guys.
I'll start with the jump points. Oh, I got an echo.
You are echoing. Did it switch your microphone?
I don't know why.
It wasn't doing this like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm like, this is real ominous.
Oh, you're doing it too.
How about now? Am I echoing now?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it now.
You're not hearing it from me now?
Oh my gosh, I'm hearing it from all of you. Then it might be on, is it on my end somewhere?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Oh my god.
Oh, I know what's going on. I know.
Happening.
Well, because all of the properties reset in OBS.
It's
on
not
the
me then?
Windows. It is not you. It is not you. Give me a second.
Oh,
I already
okay.
remembered.
Oh, it's not.
There it is. All right. Fixed. Or maybe it's not fixed. It is not fixed. It's fixed for you. It's not fixed for me.
I mean, as long as
Sucks.
it's fixed for the important people.
Dun, 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 dun,
Sucks to be
dun.
you, I guess. I don't.
Dun, 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 dun. We need that technical difficulties
There we
screen
go.
that
Yeah.
pops up when you hit a button on Stream Deck.
There we go. I think it's working. No, it was set up to monitor so I could hear you all. I hear you guys through the thing, but then I would hear your version of it through OBS, but it was so perfectly merged that was a thing. So, and it only apparently did it when we were live. It didn't want to do it when we were doing when I was doing sound tests before we started. So there we go. I'll edit that if I remember. We'll just leave it in. We're professionals.
I'll start us off with what the channel points are, because there's a couple new ones for this crossover event. Some of the ones that are the same, we've got to see dice rolls that you can use to see what people are rolling. But for this, there are 3 new channel point redemptions. There is no Mythic Point GM inspiration. Instead, what we have for this game is a redeem called Conquest currency. And what Conquest currency is it is unique to the backgrounds of each group that is a part of this game. So, for instance, the Stolen Souls group has access to Mythic points. Spending a Mythic point for a character that is one of the Stolen Souls will give spending the Conquest currency on a character who is a part of the Stolen Souls will give them a Mythic point as a redeem. However, for
Chat is rewarding
Rise-
Conquest currency. Or Amika.
So Amika, that awards you a Mythic point.
Awesome.
For the characters that were Rise of the Rune Lords, Sephi and Miles, who is not currently here, this gives them a Runeforged bonus. It was a bonus that they had when they were affiliated with a certain section of a dungeon prior to this game. And what it does is it'll give them a +1 bonus on skill checks, attack rolls, and saving throws. And they can bank that up to a +5 on one skill, on one check. And finally, the last one is for the Curse of the Crimson Throne backgrounded characters, which is it gives them a hero point that is keyed to charisma. What that allows them to do is they can spend their hero point to re-roll a charisma-based check. They can spend it as an immediate action to make a GM re-roll a d20 roll. Or they can spend it to empower a spell, giving that spell a +2 to its saving throw DC, a +4 on caster level to overcome spell resistance, and a +2 bonus on attack rolls for that spell, as long as it is charisma related. That was one of the redeems.
One redeem.
That was one redeem, which is our GM Inspiration Mythic point all rolled into one. The other of the 2 remaining redeems is adding a complication, which I think Matt will let you explain that since you're the one that holds the tool for that.
So, complications are social combat that can interact between players and NPCs. If you want to see 2 of the NPCs start having some type of complication, it is there. When you redeem a complication, pick yellow, blue, red, or green. There's different types of complications that can be encountered, and this just kind of helps me separate them out, and then also kind of keeps it different so we're not drawn from the same pile each time.
And then the last channel redemption, and possibly the most chaotic of all, is spreading rumors. This event is going to have a huge dramatis persona of characters, NPCs, and players alike. And the chat has the ability to shift the focus of conversation through their channel points by spending your coin of the realm and creating a rumor in chat. Whoever is the NPC that is currently on screen that a player is talking to suddenly catches wind, remembers, or learns about a rumor that chat has just whispered into their ear.
And we have our first one
So-
already, apparently.
So wait, does the chat make up the rumor?
The chat makes up the rumor.
And I believe are the current players immune to being able to use that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, rude.
Hello, Hyperdrive. Thank you for the follow.
So already we have one rumor, which I'll have to figure out how to make that work.
No, they didn't know. They didn't know.
So those are the channel point redemptions. Recapping our last game, we had two separate games that were leading to this one point. Matt, if you want to give a recap of what was happening leading up unto this point from the Stolen Souls side of things.
Yeah, so the players for Stolen Souls have come to this world, this universe, seeking two relics, two artifacts, and they have found part of this black mirror from Night Owl. And through their research and use of magic, they know that the Jagari Museum has either another part of this broken mirror or has the full mirror. And just by luck, they had worked with Ashanti and returned a remade house to the prime material, and as a reward, he invited them to be his guest to go to the Jagari Museum for a special preview of the exhibit, which they're going to use to try to take a look at this mirror and see what they have to do next.
And from the Claimers Conquest side of things, the groups together have been preparing for a gala, a exhibition of items that the Curse of the Crimson Throne group has gathered through Scarwall, relics of Kazavon, to create a museum exhibit in the Jigare Museum. And that work is finally coming to fruition at the sponsorship of a wealthy philanthropic organization known as the Order of Benevolent Hearts. Several of you and all of you by association have been invited to this event. And the last we left off, we saw the return of a familiar face, Brianna Shadekist, who was starting a hospital converted from the Hospice of the Blessed Maiden, a sick den, throughout the events of Curse of the Crimson Throne. In addition, an old friend returns, surprising Dalibor, the cleric of the Hellraiser torture god Zonkuthon, known by the name of Leori, returned to give warning of an old enemy who has reappeared by the name of Shadow Count Sial. And then finally, we have a a collection of everyone at the Golden Key and the different waves of groups of parties are going to the Jaguar Museum at different times. The first such group is Dalibor and Dalivor, and Dalivor's accompany his date Chrysidia. And going along with them is Miles, who is lurking around the exterior of the building invisibly, and Naveen, as well as Brianna. Oh, no. He's actually arm candy with Brianna.
That's right.
I forgot about that. So Dalibor, as you arrive, you see the doors are closed. You arrive substantially before the event.
Right.
The doors are closed. You can see there are two guards outside. There's one that's sitting on a bench. She has a broadleaf that's opened, that she's reading something, and the other is just leaning against the door, kind of boredly looking on. Everybody in this first group can roll a perception check.
Okay. I don't have my mantis mask on, so.
Wow, 31. Okay.
Hey, not too bad.
28. This is not really a super high. Wow, 46.
Unless
I
they're
think
human,
everybody's going to notice this.
right? Unless they're human.
Yeah.
I had set the DC at a 15. I realized I was sorely mistaken in making everybody roll for this. So it's related to the broadleaf the female guard is reading. On the front of it, it looks like it's some kind of tabloid, because what you see on it is author of hit planar handbook Epic Realms falls in love with renowned Shackles pirate Captain Morgan. Steamy love affair.
Oh,
That's how we roll, Sunstrider.
I hate you, Sunstrider. Thank you.
At the bottom of the broadleaf, you can see that's not a rumor. The guard notices you approach, and he notices specifically Dalibor, and he opens the double doors and allows you entry within. As you arrive, Dalibor, can you tell us a little bit what is Dalibor wearing to this event?
Dalibor has put on a very nice outfit, one that he's had refitted for his like. So he is a noble. He's been a noble his entire life, so he has noble clothing. However, the family is usually a little bit larger. However, he spent the last 6 months in constant combat, moving, running, carrying gear, not having time to, eat full meals. So he's actually lost a little bit of weight. So he's had his noble outfit kind of refitted for him. It's mostly a red and crimson colored outfit that he's had the colors of Brevoy kind of shifted a little bit to more resemble the colors of both Abadar, but also the city's colors. And so a lot of the colors are based on that, but with a heavy also crimson color to the main effect. So there's also highlights of blues and golds for Abadar, and then also highlights of the city's colors that have been changed in his outfit as well. But it is a very noble attire, and it is of a bit of Brevik style, but it's been, again, modified, so it's got a lot of Korvosan style as well to it.
Chat is creating rumors at the event.
My God.
What a rumor.
What a rumor. Wow. So that is how Dalibor is dressed. In the finest, he hasn't worn this outfit since coming to town. It's kind of been in the background.
Your father, who's alongside you, is wearing something more of the Brevik attire. He's probably had this outfit for a long time. It was fraying on the edges. He's recently got it tailored, patched, and fixed up. It's got the yellows and reds and whites of your native homeland. You know, it's kind of a little warmer than normal for this climate. Puffy sleeves, nice trousers, an overcoat that he actually has more slung over his shoulder,
Okay.
given the temperature. And he kind of shadows behind you. You see this city guard who is still sitting there, flips their broadleaf over, done reading the tabloid, and it has an artistic rendering of a man with long white hair, and his eyes appear to be glowing. And underneath it, it says X Shadow Count, now Umbral Court. Immortal by the Sun Elixir? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Brianna, you Naveen, you arrive with this entourage. Tell me, what are you wearing to this exhibition of tyranny?
is- Naveen is not in a dress. She is in nice, noble type garb, but very focused on able to still work in combat. So functional pants, but nicely made, maybe embroidered. And colors of Corvosa are primary for her. Her symbol of Pharasma has been
Chat is rewarding conquest currency.
ooh,
Well, that's a hero point to you, Naveen.
ooh. Let me write that down. Her symbol of Pharasma is been upgraded from just cheap wooden one to a little bit nicer, and is visible. And she is wearing Cerithial.
Nice. And Brianna, you are also in this group along with Miles. What is Brianna wearing to this event?
Brianna would definitely be wearing more of a classy kind of ball gownish outfit. Although, as we were approaching the palace and getting close, she was probably wearing her normal clothes or outfit. But then, as we got near, quickly pulled up this bejeweled rod and hit a button, and then all of a sudden, kind of this had a Cinderella moment where her outfit changed to this nice nobles like kind of outfit. So I imagine it'd be like I don't know, something. something that accentuates the curves. Most notably, but still classy. Uh, I'll let those that want to have better design of clothing. You can art that out however you like. But I will say, making sure that her outfit complements Naveen's very much. Which is also why she did it last minute.
And it's also kind of odd because you're walking side and by side with a newer person, and really the two of you are almost on opposite sides of the of the entourage. And last but not least, Lady Cressidia Croft, who is walking alongside Dalibor, is usually seen wearing red armor, you know, ready for battle, action, upholding the law. She's generally described as an attractive, raven-haired woman. However, in this, she's wearing an outfit that very much deviates from the normal while still sort of clinging to it desperately. She's wearing a red doublet and obsidian color pants that kind of go together. It is like a call to her armor uh and mail that she so desperately wishes she was wearing right now, while at the same time still being acceptable for a noble attire. As all of you approach, the doors open, and inside you see Lord Merciful Jaeger, who is scrambling up to the front and looks to all of you. Oh, welcome, welcome. You're early.
I figured it'd be best if I come early and see if there's any help for us to be needed and make sure things are safe.
Well, as you can see, security is completely upped for this event. I've spared no expense to the amount of guards we have here. We have supplements in even from the Magnamarian Guard, with the approaching of the Lord Mayor. The staff and servants have attended to much of the required setup, so I really don't have much groundwork for you to work on.
That's all right.
I
Better to be safe than sorry, yes?
yes. Well, welcome. I thank you for coming to the Gallery of Tyranny. Food and entertainment is still being set up, but all the guests and attendees will be gathering on the southern veranda, just up these stairs. He kind of motions to his sides like this, and straight down the hall will take you to the porch where our social hour will begin. And you may also access the garden if you wish for quiet contemplation. It's simply through the door behind me, straight down, and you turn right. You'll see the first door on your right will lead you into the garden.
Excellent. I look forward to the event.
And of course, and he kind of steps up and motions, and another man, well dressed, probably in his mid-40s, mustache, steps forward and says, "This is Weldon. Uh, he can answer any questions you might have, and is here to help you feel at home."
Excellent.
You see, Weldon kind of gives a deep bow, and he says, If you please, you have been asked to check any and all weapons or armaments here at the door. This is a no weapon event aside from hired hands.
Out of character, did he mention that, or did he say did Jagari mention that we, the 6 or whatever, were still allowed?
He didn't say one way or another, but this would generally be seen as pretty standard practice.
Okay. Then I probably wouldn't have brought any unless it was like in a bag of holding or something.
Okay.
I mean, alchemy supplies don't count as weapons, right?
Yeah.
What if I'm carrying a relic?
I can assure you it will be properly cared for and protected.
That answer is not quite what I was hoping.
He kind of shoots a nervous glare to Merciful, who looks at you. You can go ahead and, if you'd like to convince them to keep Cerithiel on you, you can make a diplomacy, intimidate.
Which
Can
one
I
of those
attempt
am
to
I good
aid?
at?
And remember, you have a hero point that you can spend to reroll.
It's
Brianna, what would
true.
you like to say to aid her?
I mean, this is the legendary Naveen hero of one of the heroes of Corvosa, who saved this city from its otherwise inevitable doom from the bitch Queen Iliosa. So maybe an accommodation could be made, considering she saved you all. Well, maybe
And
not the Magmarians, but
as important, this event is about the relics revolving around Castle Scarwall. And the blade I carry, and I'll draw it and make it glow, is world renowned to fight those who are aligned with Kazavon. So you could tell Jagari that you sent me away.
Chat has redeemed a complication.
Oh, the perfect timing. Let's see what happens, Matt.
Okay, Steven. Yellow, green, blue, or red?
Oh man, this is a bad time.
Red. I hear the Stevens. I hear it in my head.
You hear all the capital Steven. Steven!
Yeah. Steven!
Steven!
This is a very interesting
Chat
complication.
has redeemed a complication.
Oh, and
Bentley!
Wow. They wanted your weapon coming into here to be very complicated, Naveen.
Naveen, you think maybe showing the power of the sword more than just glowing might be the way to get your point across that this relic deserves to be seen in your hands here. You can either slam the blade like along the wall or the set of stairs, something to intimidate your way through. Or you can try to do an impressive weapon display, and that would be a combat maneuver, so a CMB.
I
Oh,
would
that's
do
not
a
so bad.
CMB.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so I
let
should
me see
wait
this.
to roll my intimidate, because that's apparently how I presented it, and was not very diplomatic, really. All right, so CMB.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, CMB.
Oh, that is an auto fail on an attack roll, is it not?
Yeah.
I wonder if that could be re-rolled. How do
Oh,
I get that?
That's
Oh,
not a
Rerolls aren't
charisma.
on.
no, but
she's got the hero point.
Yeah.
no.
No.
1 second.
Oh, I know
Oh.
what you're doing.
Oh.
I know what you're doing.
She-
Cheeky.
Where's mine?
Well, while
to keep these
that's going
tokens.
on,
All right.
Bentley, I need you to pick a color for the next complication.
Did that get a reroll? Sorry, my ears weren't on.
You get a reroll from that, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Holy shit!
Oh!
Naveen,
man.
you go to do a maneuver and the blade clatters out of your hand and falls at Weldon's feet.
Oh, great.
Bentley, pick a color. We'll see what happens next.
What are her colors she can choose?
Yellow, green, blue, or red.
Is that going to be for all of them?
Yeah, for all of them, we'll have that color.
Okay, I will add that to the redeem.
And if Bentley doesn't choose in like 10 seconds, I'm just going to pick one.
I was just going to ask, what happens
Okay,
if they don't choose?
Octavius, pick for Bentley.
There we go.
Octavius, your pick. Blue. Okay, we'll see how this one goes. Naveen, you see the blade in front of Weldon. You dropped it as if almost a higher power is either giving you permission to let someone else hold this blade for a while. But to trust that feeling, I need you to make a diplomacy or a knowledge religion check.
God. Uh, not religion. Okay. 13.
Question.
27. Knowledge or diplomacy.
That's pretty good.
Your faith in the gods, especially Iomade, the creator of this blade, realizes that it is safe in Weldon's care. It will not be taken.
Brianna, you have something?
Oh no, I was just wondering if because I was trying to help with the diplomacy thing, whether or not I could roll to give her a bonus or anything for the roll.
Not for that one.
Okay. I figured it's worth a shot.
Even though I
So you see the blade clatters to the floor and it swirls on the ground like you tried to swing it around and it fell on the ground and you're so stunned that you failed at doing something that is second nature to you that you just sort of stand there mouth agape
Chat
for a
is
moment
creating
as this
rumors at the event.
you see this Magnemarian city guard turns there to the next No, actually. Actually, we have Merciful here. Okay. So you see you drop your sword, and you're shocked that you failed at something that's second nature to you. And the blade is like spinning on the ground as it clatters to the ground, and you swear you see as it's spinning, it forms like this recognizable spiral in the the illusionary blur of its motion. And Oweldon steps his foot out, and it kind of clangs against his boot, and stops spinning. What do you do?
Other than stand there shocked.
Talibor is also standing there shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the party that knows Naveen is standing there shocked.
Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
I a little paralyzed with what to do.
You see one of the servants comes up, and she whispers something in Merciful's ear, and he says, "My cousin did what?" And he's just kind of clearing his throat. He's clearing his throat just profusely, and he says, "Do the guests know? Um, to the garden," he says, "please, quickly. There's more I need to know about this. I'll return momentarily. Weldon, please give them any additional people my introduction."
Can we like perception to hear what was said?
Yeah, you can.
$26.
Now when it doesn't actually matter, we're rolling well.
I mean, you rolled a nat 20 earlier.
So
Yeah,
it's a
still didn't matter.
25 is the DC, as it was whispered, and you hear that this servant has told him that correspondence from his cousin Jager and Cheliax has 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 informed him that his cousin has hired a druid to animate his favorite familial rosebush, in which he has become thoroughly enraptured with.
You?
Weldon picks up the blade, not missing a beat, and he holds it in his open palms.
What
And
does
he
it turn
says,
into?
it turns into a butter knife.
Good to know.
And then he looks at it, and he looks at you, and he says, "I won't stop you from bringing this in if it's peace-bound, but understand that I am constrained to rules as much as any of us are, and none of us are above the law." And he says that, he pointedly leers at you, Brianna, and then back to Naveen. And he's holding the weapon out in his open palms.
I will take it and allow it to be peace-bound.
He ties a leather strap around it into your holster. Brianna, do you have any weapons to give up?
I
Your rod isn't
honestly,
really a weapon.
no, yeah, no, the rod I would probably just have on me. I imagine the rest of it I'd probably have in like probably I would do a bag of holding
Okay.
and just offer that to him as like, and then I just kind of like don't look in the bag.
So if anybody's trying to hide weapons on the person, then
No.
that will require a sleight of hand check. Otherwise, you can continue up the stairs and across the hall. And you are free to move your tokens.
Good.
Which token is the one I'm supposed to be escorting? Is that this guy? For Miles?
This guy's Miles.
That guy's Miles. Okay.
I'll move him as you move.
All
Okay.
right.
Apparently I can't move him for some reason. Oh, on the wrong layer.
So it is up these stairs and then down the hall, all the way down.
The way straight down?
Yep.
I mean, team, are we going straight or are we deviating?
Sure.
Oh, there are some people in the. Okay. Yeah, I know. I imagine we're probably.
Following the
I
rules?
imagine
Yeah,
for
if you'd
now
like
we're
to try to
probably
deviate, you
staying
can.
together.
Right.
I've only seen Miles play a handful of times, but I'm assuming he's like slinking off to this like dark, shady corner, sitting on this bench, trying to blend in with the shadows.
Yeah, and he probably tried to hide his weapon, I would assume.
Yeah.
And he probably would have an easy time succeeding at that. Chat is rewarding conquest currency. They give this to one of the GMs.
It's all yours, Andrew.
Okay. I'll use it to give the baddie a mythic point.
That's what I would have done.
There's a baddie.
Hey, wait. Does that mean it becomes a mythic encounter for those that aren't mythic?
Sure. That doesn't mean it's your moment of ascension, though.
Uh,
Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sadness.
Chat is rewarding conquest currency because there are 2 GMs.
Ooh. Thank you, Stephen.
So, Steven, I gotta ask, do you just not like the game in general, or the player? Do you hate personal players? Because, like,
because it's revenge for the Movember games.
That's fair. That's fair.
So as the first wave of people filters in, you can see also some guests filter in as well. And that would be one, two, three, four. Apparently, you were not the only ones that were intending to return or to arrive at the event before it actually even started. In fact, you were a part of a handful of people who had such an idea.
Okay.
Let's see, where's Dalibor on here?
I just moved him next to where you moved her. Oh, Dalivor.
Okay. And so next, Arabella, you are arriving still before the event has officially begun to do some magic. Some magic.
Okay. Let's see. I see this guy.
Yep, you see a guard. There are two guards actually at the front.
Okay. Arabella's just gonna approach this guard because he's the closest.
Okay.
I'm here to cast some extra protective magic for the event tonight.
You should speak to the curator, he says.
Is he inside?
He points at him.
Oh.
Right here.
She'll just kind of nod and they go up to Jagear.
You can see Javier is just finishing a conversation with this other man. He looks, oh, Lady DaCosta, it's just you?
I'm here preemptively. I'm here to donate some magic to the event. Protective magic. In case anybody is scrying.
I see. All right. Well, make a diplomacy check.
That's Seffi. He's a citizen of Krovosa. Oh, well, 30.
He says, all the guests are gathering on the southern veranda. That's where the social hour will be. Is that where you wish to cast your spell?
Is that the only place where the social hour is going to be?
Where the social hour will be. Once the exhibit opens, we'll open the east wings.
I would like to also do the East Wings as well. Wherever the event is going to be held.
He kind of sighs and
I can be quick.
nods and says, I will accompany you. Follow me.
Okay.
You see, he takes out a key ring and unlocks this door and opens it. Brianna, you actually, where you're standing, have direct line of sight to this. And you see he enters in and opens this door. And he leads you into an eastern wing as well as the stairs that leads down into
Chat is rewarding conquest
a lower
currency.
level of the wing. And you can cast your spell.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Screen.
Okay. What's the area of that spell?
I might be able. It's pretty big. At least 30 cube, 30, bleh, a 30-foot cube per level. And if I need to, I'll use an Arcanist point to give me. So 1,000 cubic feet.
70 feet. Yeah, that's probably enough to get everything.
Okay. And so it's gonna take her 10-minute casting time, but it'll last for 24 hours. So
Okay.
she just wants to make it look like, if anybody scries in here, like a mundane noble party. Take out any, like, no words of like Rune Lords. Not even like a actual Kazavon. Like, she has a decent knowledge, so something that's like a vanilla history or vanilla history about Kazavon.
Okay.
Because she knows that there was a scrying attempt on Miles at one point.
Anything else?
Yeah, after she's done doing that spell, she's gonna use her Quicken Wand or her Quicken Rod and cast Prying Eyes
Okay.
and try to do that discreetly.
Okay. Are the prying eyes invisible?
I don't believe they're invisible, but they're very small.
What's the DC to see the prying eyes?
Plus 16.
Plus 16. It's a
So
fine.
that's their stealth
Yeah.
roll. You would need to make a stealth for those.
Okay.
Because you're trying to hide them from him.
Well, there's a guard and there's him too, right?
The guard is going to be, I mean, yes, there is a guard. You need to roll a stealth roll for them.
Okay. 35.
Nice roll.
They seem none the wiser. And your eyes float through this half of the exhibit.
Okay. I think, and then I get
Is that
a
it?
number of eyes 1d4 to my caster level.
Yeah, you can roll that and we'll handle the eyes between this and next game.
Okay, because I would like
it
Chat
won't be
has
relevant this
redeemed
game.
a complication.
Red.
Chat has
Oh.
redeemed a
Arabella.
complication.
And green.
Oh,
What?
Arabella.
Well, I already got my spell off, guys, so.
so
did
red
you?
first.
Huh.
Your spell goes off and you feel wards flare through the museum. I need you to make an intimidate or a knowledge arcana roll.
Ooh, 36.
At the social
Which one were you rolling?
Oh, Knowledge Arcana.
Knowledge Arcana. You feel your eyes move throughout, and you hear a voice in your head. I have a terrible power. And then it ends. And now green, I believe, is the other one.
Yep.
You don't know if this power is going to do anything with the magic that you laid down. You can try to push it to its limit by making a sense motive check to know.
Chat is rewarding
it's gone
conquest
too far.
currency.
Or you can make an intimidate check if you want to try to push your magic out to try to overwhelm it. So you can try to see what its limits are, or you can try to overwhelm it. One's a sense motive, the other is an intimidate.
Okay. What does the harrowing thing do again?
Charisma. It's a charisma reroll, or it's a boost to your spellcasting, or you make the GM reroll.
Okay. I feel like this is important, so Arabella's going to use her moment of prescience and do the sense motive. Maybe should have done that for the first thing. Oops. Why is that unrecognized? Oh. 43.
43. You reach out, your magic connected into this magic. And you know that it has reached its limit right now. It cannot overtake your eyes nor remove them. But you hear in your head, being watched, being followed, having your deepest secrets exposed, needing to know, even if your discoveries might destroy you. Is that so, Arabella?
And I don't recognize the voice?
You do not.
Which of a dick do I want to be?
I mean, it's Arabella, so
I'm just looking to see if the spell is dismissible. It is. I use a standard action. I dismiss the prying eyes. I use my rod again. I recast it.
Okay.
Okay.
Chat
So mark
has
off.
redeemed a complication.
Chat has redeemed the hype train.
Chat has redeemed the hype train.
And a yellow.
And a yellow. Wait, how are we having a hype train? It's just one person. Wait, what?
Oh, Lord. Yellow. You don't feel anything rebound from when you cast this spell. I would like you to make a sense motive or a perform acting roll.
Sense motive. 30.
30. You know
Chat
that whatever
has
that
redeemed
was,
a complication.
Oh my god.
Round it out with blue.
you know that whatever whatever was piggybacking off your magic was looking through your eyes is not there anymore.
Okay.
However, you feel that there is something else watching this area, watching this. You catch ethereal shimmers moving through your eyes. Make me a diplomacy or a knowledge religion check.
Is this against, I'm assuming this is not against a citizen of Corvosa.
It is not.
Because my knowledge religion is a 28. I'll do knowledge religion.
Okay.
Because if I'm going up against a deity, 46.
46. You feel the eyes of something attuned to law, to order, watching over this place.
Literal eye roll. All right. Do I get my second spell off though? Or
Yeah.
no?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then I'll just like look over and I say I was able to cast my spell just from this room, so I don't have to disturb your guests.
Do you have
Oh.
others you're bringing?
Yeah.
Very well. He says, I'd like to lock this ward up back up. He says it's not ready for guests.
Actually, do you have like teleportation blocking wards? Never mind.
No.
Okay. She's
Why
just
on
gonna.
earth would we need those?
More chips for Nick.
Just as I finished my Oreo trying to calm that heat down. Oh my gosh, you know how long these have been sitting here?
Arabella, you go back to the Golden Key, and you get back there, and Ashani's like, "You are not dressed yet. You need to get dressed."
Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up.
And you're like, "I was casting important spells on
Yeah.
to protect the event." But you must look fashionable. Don't you know I am a Sailor Knight now?
Did you figure out my outfit?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll be fine.
After Arabella, there are more people that are filtering in.
Oh.
Some you might recognize on the back veranda. 1, 2, 3.
Are you gonna survive, Nick?
I haven't had one of these chips since October.
5 and 6. And then Sephi, you are picked up in carriage by Neil Landis from the Golden Key, and after a short ride, the driver drops you off at the front of the Jaguar Museum. You can see that there is a guard waiting. The doors are open, and standing within is the who you assume to be the curator, standing there dressed in a fine nobleman outfit of blue and gold, and seems like he's wearing a ruby red amulet around his neck and has very fine crystal reflective glasses that are sitting close like halfway down his nose. Neolandis offers you his arm as he walks you in. Sephi, what are you wearing?
Well, Neil Landis was wearing
Turn
black
it up, yeah.
and red.
Turn it up, yeah.
Neolandis is turning it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it up, yeah.
Um,
Yes. Neil
so
Landis is dressed in a red and black colors of Corvus and Courtier's outfit with golden jewelry and necklace and rings on almost all of his fingers.
so one thing that Sephi and her siblings gathered was a pair of antique red ladies' gloves that go all the way past her elbow. So that is a little bit of the statement piece of her noble dress. And then she is also wearing a red and black gown. The gown is primarily red with black accents. And then she is also wearing not a ton of, she's wearing enough gold jewelry to be acceptable as like the noble level of standard, but not over the top. And then her hair, most of the jewelry is up in her blonde hair. That's kind of an updo and then falling down.
Merciful welcomes you like he's welcoming an old friend, even though you've never met him before. He says, Miss Thrain, welcome, Lady Thrain, and Seneschal Kelpopolis. Welcome and thank you for attending the Gallery of Tyranny.
Yes, thank you very much.
He pauses and then continues. Right up the stairs behind me, and down the hallway will lead to the southern veranda. Nick.
He's crying.
Right at the very end, that was great.
Wow. Thank you.
Bone apple tea.
Oh, that's two more. Oh no, that's one more.
Yep.
30% in.
He says down up the stairs and down the hallway, straight down will lead you to the southern veranda. That's where all of our guests and attendees are gathering, congregating. There are hors d'oeuvres back there and entertainment. And as he says entertainment, you can hear the sounds of the melodic sounds of a violin being played, bouncing down the hallway.
Steffi kind of like peeks up on her toes to see if people are dancing or anything, or if it's
No
just...
way could you see it though. You
But
you
still.
step up on your toes and you can barely see over his shoulders.
Yeah.
He says, "This is my attendant Weldon. He can answer any questions you might have. He also is able to take your coats as well as a weapon check. This
okay.
is a non-violent space, and as such, we'd like to collect all weapons."
Of course, I don't have anything.
Weldon kind of gives you a nod and says, "Welcome and thank you for attending."
Thank you.
Neil Landis, still arm in arm, says, "Shall we?"
Yes. I didn't even think to bring a coat, to be honest.
The weather's a little warm. This isn't nice to somebody who's just coming off of throat problems.
Steffi's gonna be like, that violin sounds rather harsh. Oh gosh, there's a bunch of people here.
All right. Then After Sephi and Yolandis arrive, more people arrive.
Oh. Whew.
And the last group of characters, but not least, is the Stolen Souls crew that is gathering at the Golden Key Emporium, and Arabella, who is just getting hurriedly finished dressing for the event. How are all of you arriving to this? Is everybody just walking, or?
How many people are there?
Oh, there are
8, I believe.
yes, that many.
Jeez.
At least it only burns my mouth and not my throat.
You know, I was gonna say maybe greater teleport, but I don't think I can get 8 people all at once.
Certainly not.
I guess we will, well, we will either walk or Arabelle will be like, oh, you didn't order a carriage?
We need 2 carriages for this many people.
Okay. Yeah, so I think walking is just fine unless it's gonna get us really dirty.
You can stay to the main streets and you won't get too bad, but does Arabella have prestidigitation anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, moot point.
Or actually, she'll just cast Mass Fly.
Okay.
And and then like she's gonna actually look at the entire group of people that she's taking with her. And I don't think she's gonna say anything until like her and Ashani have a moment alone. Although I guess she would actually probably say, try not to do anything like too embarrassing.
What's too embarrassing?
I don't know, like kill someone, steal something, rob the place.
What kind of people do you think we are? Karina says with the biggest grin.
Well,
On the plus side, if we do that, then I can change what we all look like so they would know it's us.
You hear, that's right, dearie. We can take things and disappear.
okay.
My parents always forced me to go to these events. Dreadful affairs.
Again,
Wait,
at the last
so
minute.
is
Okay.
this like a ball or is this more like going to court?
I think a little bit of both.
Oh.
That okay, so I guess change if you have that ability and I don't have to clean up after your mess. Don't kill anyone. And if you steal from anybody else, just not us. And don't get caught.
I have an out of game question real quick. Did we I realize it's been a little while since we played. Were we did like a pseudo fast tailor thing to get something appropriate to wear for this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Dalibor sent you to a seamster.
Fair enough.
Enoch
like,
has something custom made.
Mm-hmm.
Karina bows towards Arabelle and says, "Don't worry, my dear," and then grabs Saya's hand just to kind of put it on his arm to be her escort for this evening, and goes, we will not cause any trouble that we know of." And I just pat her hand and head on in.
Be
Alright.
very good. We're just scouting.
By the way, guys, everybody, thank you for
Sure.
the hype train.
And Saya, actually, as you enter in the building, Karina leans in and goes, "Aye, Captain," and then proceeds to.
Yeah. Arabella's gonna lean over to Shawnee and be like, let's let them go in first and give them a little bit of space between us and them. Unless we need to go say they're our entertainment or something.
They're on our invitation.
Okay.
So you, Arabella and Ishani, are the first through the door with a crowd of people behind you. The guard kind of steps to the side to give the group a wide berth.
And Arabella will just go up to Jagear and be like, so apparently we have an entourage. They are very eclectic.
Indeed.
Yes, they're a very eclectic group. Should be very entertaining.
And by the way, as you arrive, describe what is Arabella wearing to this. And I think we can go through the Stolen Souls group and kind of get what is everybody's kind of last minute thing that they had tailored from through Dalibor look like. We'll start with Arabella.
So Arabella, because Shawnee put together the outfit, is wearing a Vudrani dress, with gold bangles and jewelry. The Vudrani outfit is actually oddly, normally she wears black and white, but it's actually in purples, blues, and lavenders. And then she is wearing her holy symbol of Nethys. Doesn't have any obvious weapons, but does have probably hidden in her skirts like a bag of holding with like a spell component pouch. And then her hair is just mostly down, but then like tied up with gold jewelry as well.
And Ishani is wearing a kind of in a matching color ensemble, a very nice silk kurta and a pair of trousers that goes with it. He's got a golden chain with the holy symbol of Shaylin at the center of it, and he has rings and bangles that also accompany his equivalent Vudrani noble outfit.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I think technically what Arabella's outfit would be called is in modern day terms like a sari. With like the top and the dress and the wrap.
We'll go down. Saya, what are you wearing?
Well, Saya is still dressing like she is 15 or whatever. So it is a ball gown like Cinderella with sleeves and like a high neck because, yeah, and there's sparkles all over and a big bow on the back.
I'm picturing that scene from Firefly.
So it's like this huge dress with like bustle on the back and a train,
Yeah, it's like
and
a not a train because it's dirty streets here, but
you're flying.
well, we didn't know that when we were
Oh,
getting
okay.
them.
Okay.
But a big bell skirt and yeah, and like a little tiara.
How about you, Karina?
I think Karina would be wearing kind of your more. I would say almost more of the kind of the traditional kind of Chinese like kind of coat and pants. Although it's probably got a nice like design on it, which actually maybe on the breast of it would be like the jacket would be maybe let's go emerald green in color and has in gold kind of embroidery too. It looks like foxes, sort of almost like sitting facing each other. But if you follow like where their tails are, they kind of wrap around behind to the backside, and there's like a fan of tails.
Chat has
That would be fun.
redeemed. Chat has redeemed a complication.
Well, crap.
Uh-oh. Something's gone. You've had a wardrobe malfunction.
So green.
Uh-huh.
You feel tingling all along where your fur meets your skin. It's almost like walking under a power line. Every hair begins to stand on its end. Could you make a sense motive or a spellcraft, please?
This will be fun. Or spellcraft?
Yep.
Right. Oh, and my. Okay, yeah. This is going to be the sense motive.
Okay. You look around for whatever this source of magic, energy, whatever it is, and you catch your reflection in the nearest window, and you see yourself looking out into an empty Corvosa. You hear sounds of people, but you cannot see them. You hear in your head the feeling that you're just alone. Maybe there's no one else there at all. Or maybe it's just you that can't connect with others. Red. You find yourself trapped in this glass once again, much like the effects of nightmare, the effects of shiver, the effect of the plane of dreams crashing down on you. And to break out, what you've done before is you've shattered the window, you've kicked it, you've beaten it, you've attacked until your paws have been bloodied. You know that if you throw a temper tantrum, you can snap out. And in order to do so, you need to make an intimidate or a strength check.
Well, we'll go with intimidate. We'll go with raw intimidation.
Okay.
Very, very raw intimidation.
10. You beat your hands against the windows. And as you're slamming them, you see an eye float by, just looking at you, scanning you up and down. And then it blinks. And as it opens up, you're standing in front of the stairs. You have the shaking condition for the rest of this game.
Kieran, as you're entering, you kind of feel like everybody is looking at you right now.
I'm gonna, because they are escorting me. Can I lean over and just say, "Are you okay? What happened?"
I am so sorry, my dear. I don't really know.
I'm gonna switch to Tien and say, if you remember, please tell.
And I would take you off to the side a little bit, maybe not going up the stairs quite yet, and kind of have a whispered conversation and just kind of go over the crazy little visions that I had.
Okay.
Speaking all in 10, because that
It's less likely to be known.
one would hope.
Is there any knowledge to roll to see if like know of any?
Yeah, knowledge planes. I would also say a knowledge arcane, but I will let you know that would be a higher DC.
Okay, so knowledge planes is 1d20 plus 12. 30,
And
20.
Was that planes or arcane?
Planes.
Planes. 20 was the DC. You know that Karina has had. Karina, do you let Saya know that these are the same images of that you had before when you lost your dream catcher?
Yes.
You know that Karina was exposed to like a direct conduit to Lang from whatever that projection was in the dream house on Hook Street.
Okay.
And while you all had some medical attending, Karina hasn't had an actual night's sleep that hasn't been plagued by some type of nightmares since you've been here. And the nightmares are just the lack of sleep compounded with a direct conduit seeing images from Lang have probably creeped into Karina's waking mind.
Okay. I'll let them know that that's probably what it's from, so they don't worry.
As you're entering, Merciful kind of gives you the description that I've been giving everyone else of where to find the veranda on the back. The southern veranda is where all the attendees are gathering. There's hors d'oeuvres, there's entertainment, and if you please check your weapons with Weldon, he mentions. But
I
Shy.
nod to Wendon and hand over my bow. I am but a humble archer.
Shy, you are also in attendance. What are you wearing?
Shy's outfit is, I guess I want to say upscaled bed sheet, but so very
Uh,
oh gosh,
Question for Shy. Is Shy going as her gold statue form or as Gunblin?
gold statue.
Okay.
Because noble party. Less farts that way.
Yeah.
The nobles will appreciate that.
Yeah. So anyway, she has a very like I don't know, forget what it's called in Pathfinder world, but like Egyptian style. So like
Orasani.
yeah, Orasani like white and gold robe, and the shoulders are kind of flared out a little bit, and then she has the halo that she has always with like the different stars of her followers, and her hair is just straight and back down very long. it's like high kind of slit, so it's maybe a little bit risque, except that she's basically looks like a living statue. So,
Risque
and
on a
it's
Barbie doll.
yeah, basically, and it's not see-through or anything. Balds that's with her is also has instead of wearing a dress, she's wearing kind of a suit in the same like kind of gold style and same cotton style as well, but just very like toned down from what Shy is. So it's very much like somebody that's in the escort or almost, I don't want to say servitude, but very obvious like bodyguard. And Shy has a gold band on her arm, and she did not bring any weapons with her, except the gold band is pearl.
Mhm. Okay. Amika, what are you
Yeah.
wearing to the party?
Well, she's in her little hobbit form because, a rat folk walking into this party might look strange.
Right.
And she's probably wearing, I don't know, something practical but made with fine cloth. I'm thinking, I don't know, Qadiran kind of style. So Arabian-esque.
Mhm.
Loose pants, nice shirt, that sort of stuff. It's not gonna stand out, but in either direction. People are just not gonna notice her. Hopefully.
So does that mean you have like the jewelry that's accompanying the outfit so you don't look like the
Yeah, I don't look like the help, but
yeah.
yes.
Do you have fits out?
I do not have fits out presently.
Okay.
I have using the bonded form.
How are we not gonna know what Fitz is wearing to this?
No, we're not gonna know what Fitz is wearing. He is currently
Just a little bow tie.
Which, by the way, Majenko is he has a little ribbon that's tied around his neck in a bow tie, and that's it for him.
excellent.
Chat has redeemed a complication.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Oh.
What?
Good.
Amika.
Boom.
Oh.
This will be fine.
Or red.
Hmm?
You feel that animalistic energy, the hunger, the urge to rip flesh.
Cool.
You hear in your head, been a long time since humans had any proper sense of their place on the food chain. I mean, they rarely are prey these days. But I mean, hunting, killing each other. That's just how wild animals work. It's natural. And so is death. And you feel this animal essence begin to rip out of you. You feel your skin begin to pull back into your ratkin form.
Uh-oh.
I need you to push down this animalistic instinct. You need to make an intimidate or any type of
Chat
performance.
has redeemed a complication.
Oh
Because
no.
music
Amika?
soothes the savage beast. Intimidate or perform.
Amika, all you did was show up.
I know. I just exist.
I mean, same for the rest of us.
I'm
Well-
rolling intimidate apparently because I don't have any performances.
Okay.
14.
Graham.
You
Sorry.
feel the
Oh, no.
skin start to rip. Your claws begin to come, pushing out your fingernails as you hear a voice. A voice you've only heard once, and not speaking to you, but speaking to Shy. Your nostrils fill with sulfur. You begin to sweat. as you hear the smooth tongue of Asmodeus. I can help you, little one. But I need your help. You must shine me in a good light, my sister. Are you going to seize the opportunity? It is a sense motive or a knowledge planes check.
Well, is this piggybacking off of that intimidate check? Because if that wasn't successful, then I've
The
given
intimidate
it.
was not successful, so you feel the bestial part of you rushing out, and some type of law, a force of law, is trying to clamp down on this change that would bring chaos to this party.
And do I have to make a roll, or can I just say?
Yeah,
what I
it
think
has to be a
happened?
sense motive or a knowledge nobility.
You could choose to fail the roll.
Yeah, you could choose to fail it if you want.
Yeah, I fully think that failing to tamp this down, it just like fully takes her over. She reverts to her ratkin form, and we see what happens.
Okay. You
Roll.
Yep.
you fail. You see skin explodes off of you and rains down on the stairwell.
Oh, gross. Can I manifest, like, do the bonded manifestation of Fitz at the same time? Because he has tentacles now, and that would be hilarious.
I don't know how long it takes you to manifest him with your level.
It's an action. Bonded
Then yeah,
manifestation.
you could totally manifest him.
Yeah, it's not a full manifestation, it's bonded, so he's part of my body. So now I have.
In fact, it's probably like you're reflexively manifesting him because this is so physically traumatic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, so
Nightmare
like
pinata.
literally he's like
Nightmare
superimposed out of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nightmare
he's kind of
pinata.
well. Think Ben from the Umbrella Academy.
Okay.
His tentacle ghost shit. That
Yep.
is
Cool.
that.
Except for
Except
no,
You
not
did
red.
this, chat.
this is your fault.
We're gonna
And
see what
At least
happens.
only at least none of the guests see it. It's just in the
No,
entrance.
Arabella,
She,
if Arabella's like looking out there, she's like, what did I like say just like a few minutes ago?
you can see Merciful's eyes widen as his glasses slides down his nose and his jaw drops. The guard that is right in front of Emika has a crossbow instinctively and up. The other one has his halberd reflexively at the ready. Everyone looks visibly startled.
Are we back from our conversation?
Yes, because you've heard screams at the front. You've heard startled yelps at the front door.
So Emika looks feral, but she is looking for a weaker target that doesn't have, a crossbow pointed at her stomach.
Majenko is pretty little.
Perfect. She's gonna leap at him.
Oh God, does Arabella see this happening?
I mean, this isn't the subtle thing that's
No.
happening.
Not at
no.
all.
Does
No.
Arabella have like detect magic or arcane sight permanency?
She has arcane sight and see invisibility permanency.
Give me a spellcraft.
Can any of us react to what's going on?
Yes, I would say so.
I'm not rolling the attack until I'm told to, so maybe it gets interrupted first.
Yeah, well, because Arabella's gonna cast a spell on you.
Perfect.
I also think that Enoch is pretty close. He could maybe just call or grab Emika.
Yeah, she is rather small. Yeah.
What you see, Arabella, is that some entity of wild nature. You rolled a 44. I'll give you a knowledge religion check.
Oh, jeez.
Sephi.
Yeah, this is Arabella, not Sephi. I didn't switch the names.
39. You see a presence, like a possessing presence, almost like the rough. Well, okay, not almost. You got a 39. The rough beast or an aspect of the rough beast, Rovagug, has imbued itself into Amika and is trying to cause destruction, chaos at
So it's not her fault.
in
It's
this
its fault.
location. It's not her. Something is literally possessing her, causing her to go berserk.
Okay.
Chat has redeemed a complication.
Oh, God.
God.
Well,
Wow.
It's just a whole game of
Um,
complications.
Oh, this one actually works really good because we were dealing with you, Arabella.
Yeah.
You know, this card's literally called Calm Down.
Oh, okay.
You
Nice.
know, at this moment, the aspect of magic, like you laid protective spells, you know that Nethys is like backing you up. Much like saying sit boy in anime that you and I have both enjoyed.
Yeah.
You could tell this entity with the power behind your voice imbued by Nethys to say sit, or we can make this work out. It's an intimidate or a diplomacy check to force this entity out of Amika's body.
My diplomacy is a lot higher.
I will let you know, above board, the intimidate is a lot lower DC.
Okay. I think Arabella would do the intimidate.
Okay.
So with my hero point, I can re-roll charisma.
Correct.
Okay, I might be using it. Because she is not a citizen or Corvosa. I'm gonna use my reroll.
Okay.
Oh, 16 is pretty decent.
19.
You used your reroll
Yep.
for the 19. What do you say as you drive this spirit of Rovagug out from this poor, maybe gnome, halfling, rat folk?
I think Arabella is not a person of many words. So I think she would point at it and be like, no, I have used too many spells. Out.
And you see this ravening, monstrous combination of owl, tiger, and octopus swoop and disperse out into the bestial plains. As Amika, you're finally in control of your senses. Give me a will save, please.
It's like it's like the ancient one on Doctor Strange.
Yeah. (22) I did set the DC at a 20. Dear Lord, I didn't realize you had a plus 16. You can freely change back into your halfling form if you want.
I do so like immediately to try and hide that I'm not a halfling.
Give me a bluff check.
Sure.
A bluff or disguise, either or.
Well, my bluff is marginally better. Yeah.
Did others see the aspect of Rovagug go piff?
Any of you that have detect magic or arcane sight currently active or permanent seed could see it.
Okay.
So how do you not succeed, Amika? I mean, you do get the form up.
Yeah, I think she just pauses too long. Because that was a very, like, what the fuck moment. And she pauses a little bit too long in collecting herself before she manages to transform back. And the way the transformation goes, it becomes very obvious that, like, the ratkin form is her original form just because of the way it happens, like how the skin remanifests or whatever. Whoops.
It-
And then says whoops.
No, that was Aubrey's whoops. No, and Mika goes, what just happened?
You were possessed by a wandering spirit, but it's gone now. Doesn't
That's
really happen ever, but
unusual. Okay.
yeah.
And it won't happen again.
Absolutely not.
Jagear says, looking like a
Yeah.
like
Definitely,
a say
absolutely
yes,
it
so
won't.
you're not getting in
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Karina immediately grabs Saya's hand and proceeds to head up the stairs as quickly as possible.
I'd like a
Continue
collective
down the hallway.
I'd like a
Before
collective
anybody can
diplomacy
redeem a
check.
card.
Collective diplomacy.
Well, because
Yes, a
Karina still
collective
has a
diplomacy
freaking
check.
spirit inside of him. So
This is an influence check against
Oh, no.
Jagear.
Diplomacy, you said?
A collective diplomacy, yes.
I'm gonna redeem this because
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Can
My
I
sheet's
cast
reloading.
prestidigitation as we go by Amika to clean up her dress
Yeah.
outfit?
I just need the roll for shy.
Oh. Enoch
19.
rolls too. Yeah, he can be helpful. Enoch's diplomacy. 10.
Yeah, I think I can just roll a d20 for faults. 5.
Wow.
Oh, Majenko. Oops, that's Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist isn't here.
Oh, it's Shawnee. Yeah, Ishani is nodding as well. These have not been an amazing series of rolls.
Oh. If I got the slash right. That's Majenko.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 5 failures.
3 successes.
4 successes, 5 failures. Merciful doesn't look entirely convinced, but he looks at you, Arabella, and you know this look.
Yeah.
It's you're responsible for her, and if anything happens,
Look, if she does it again, I will dominate her or feeble mind her so she doesn't have a brain or, you know.
Honestly, that sounds fair.
I have no issues taking away somebody's mental control if they're not behaving themselves.
and then the camera pans over Arabella's shoulder at Shy.
As Shy's like, and Shy's gonna like go off to the party.
Okay, so weapons check for anybody, obvious weapons, but you can move yourselves to the veranda in the back.
All right.
My weapon is in a
Great.
glove of storing, so I just keep it.
Then yeah, if it's hidden like that, they're not opening your bags and searching you. This is a pretty prestigious event, so they're
Yeah.
not patting anybody down. They believe people at face value. You can see there's a lot of people here.
When Shy gets there, she's going to spend 2 mythic points, and she's going to spend 1 to add to her roll, but she's going to use her martial ability.
I was wondering when we were going to use this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Should be 13. So. That's 19. Please be good. Decent.
All right.
We're die 8s.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So that's what is math?
42.
42.
And what does this ability again do?
It commanding entrance. When I first enter an area or make my presence known to a group of strangers as a free action, I can expend 1 use of mythic power and attempt a single diplomacy, intimidate check to modify the attitudes of everyone within 10 feet per tier, an additional number of characters equal to my charisma modifier who are outside that range but have line of sight to you.
To improve their attitudes.
Improve their attitudes towards me.
You feel like everybody in the room on the porch's attention has turned towards you.
And I kind of just, like, I have Faults open the door for me, so then I just kind of, like, float in and use psychic prestidigitation to kind of, like, blow my hair in the wind and cause sparkles. And then somewhat nonchalantly just, like, waltz in here. Be like, oh.
Okay. And you arrive, and the Stolen Souls has made their way in. However, there are a few more stragglers that arrive even after Stolen Souls. 1, 2, 3, I've still been on here twice.
Ew.
4, 5, and 2 more. 6. And finally, the last one. So a couple things of note upon notable entrances. Nobody's announced as they're coming in here. Likely at an event like this, if you're in attendance, you're expected to know the other people who are here, recognize them, or have knowledge of the inner circles of high society, and just know who people are.
Chat is creating rumors at the event.
That is so rude.
Wow.
Wait, I thought players couldn't spread rumors.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Versus other players.
No, I'm pretty sure it was in general, but I'm not the GM.
So
I don't know.
you can see
No
that
one was using a rumor. I figured we had to throw at least one in there.
That's pretty funny.
this individual who arrives this individual who arrives
Oh no.
has an attachment, an aid that is just following him, by a half-orc, young half-orc, that looks like this.
Chat is
And he's
creating
just like
rumors at the
every
event.
step. Oh no.
That's kind of
What a
cool.
rumor.
You can
Wow.
It's a
hear
cool rumor.
That's very cool rumor. I like it.
you can see that this man who enters says, "If you don't mind, I've brought my own security attaché. I don't trust the Jaeger Museum, especially after what happened last year." And he looks to the half-orc girl next to him, and he says, "What are you doing? Write that down." And she's just like, "Yes, sir." And she's furiously scribbling. And he just kind of walks over halfway down, and he's just kind of like, "Write that down as well." And you can see this intern is just expected to write everything that is happening down. So at this point, we have all of the guests have arrived. We'll kind of go back around, and we're using a sort of modified version of social interaction, which is intrigue. You might not recognize everyone but that is here, but you do have the ability to discover who people are, recognize them, and learn a little bit about what makes them tick in conversations. There are two types of checks you can make. One is a discovery check. A discovery check allows you to learn. Man, I've been talking a lot. A discovery check allows you to learn about a specific NPC. You can know like their social strengths or weaknesses or skills you can use to influence them if you want to try to convince them of something or bring them over to your side as an ally or irk them. You alternatively could make an influence check, and an influence check is kind of like a diplomacy check, but with more flavor and variety. Diplomacy isn't the one fit size fits all for all the guests. Different guests have different interests, and knowing what these skills are and using these skills there are different um, there are different strengths and weaknesses for you to leverage. Anything you like to add to that, Matt?
Nope, I think you covered it.
As the heroes of Corvosa enter in, there is one person who makes a point that at one point during the event, when you are gathered together, she approaches all of you. And that is this woman. She, appearance-wise, carries a unique heritage. She seems to carry the best traits of Dwarven and Aasimar ancestries. She's shorter than most, but you can feel this powerful personality off of her. This presence that almost makes her seem taller. It makes her seem to fill more space. Her skin, unlike dwarven complexions, isn't ruddy and rough, but is fair and slightly luminescent. Her hair is a cascade of golden curls that falls down her shoulders and onto her back. Her eyes have this hidden dichotomy. They carry warmth, but also a sliver of formidable sharpness and cunning. She introduces herself to you, the heroes of Corvosa, which would be Arabella, Dalibor, Naveen, Brianna. When at the earliest convenience, she can catch all of you. And she says, The heroes of Corvosa, I am most honored to make your acquaintance. I am so appreciative of what you've done for your community and so inspired by your tales of what you've accomplished. My only disappointment is that the order was only able to arrive in the city just recently, and that we could not provide our aid sooner over the past few months. However, I am quite pleased that we have the opportunity to help the city rebuild.
Does she introduce
I
herself?
am
Oh, sorry.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lady Selena Evangeline. I am the chairwoman of the Order of Benevolent Hearts, and I sent the invitations inviting you formally to the event.
Oh. Yes, well, thank you very much for the invitation. This is quite the showing.
Yes. This is the I think the biggest gathering we had since the last wedding.
He says, "Well, I will be right here." She kind of motions by the fountain with my friend and compatriot, uh, High Counselor Igma Gurin, and the dwarven man kind of waves his hands. Nils, you can call me High Counselor Nils. Lady Evangeline, I can say, has been a boon for our own community in Yenderhof. She's really brought financial stability and a new era of peace and in our great city, but we're hoping that we can bring the same here.
Oh, he was the guy that Arabella rolled on, I think.
Can we make a sense motive on
Why they're doing it?
like her sincerity, or like is she, I don't know, I don't really trust.
A
Sure.
discovery check?
You can well, if you're trying to just pick up on the sincerity of our words, you can roll a sense motive on that. If you want to actually know what the best way of interacting with her is, that would be a discovery check. So discovery and influence, you get one such check during a round.
I kind of want to do a sense motive
Okay.
on her if somebody else can do that discovery.
Actually, discovery is also sense motive is the way to pick up on her. So if you want to roll a sense motive to learn more about her, you can make a sense motive discovery check. If you want to just pick up on the sincerity of her words, that would be a sense motive for something else.
Arabella will do a discovery check.
Okay, so just keep in mind, you get...
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, ones aren't automatic fails
Good.
for skills.
I can also do a discovery. I think that'll tell me some of what Naveen.
Hello, Maeve. Welcome in.
That'll tell me some of what Naveen would want to know too. I think so. Holy shit!
God. Woo! We're so good at parties.
And I guess Brianna will do I guess I'll try a discovery.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian has actually been invited to a party before.
So Brianna and Arabella, who are rolling discovery checks, Unfortunately, Lady Evangeline is new to this city, and you really haven't heard of much of the Order of Benevolent Hearts. You don't know anything about her. She's just really seems like a figure shrouded in mystery to you.
It makes me think of that hospital that was pretending to be helpful and named itself something helpful when it's actually like killing people. That's what the Benevolent Hearts makes me think.
As far as what you can tell from trying to read her words and her nonverbal cues, there are no nonverbal cues. There are no nonverbal cues to pick up on. What she says, she shows no indication of hiding anything. She doesn't have any tics like looking in a certain direction when she speaks. She seems genial. She seems earnest. She seems relatively charismatic in the way she speaks.
Okay.
Well, I think Arabelle will just ask her, so how recently did you and your order come to the city?
Um, looking at one thing. We arrived here just recently, the beginning of this week. Though we'd been in contact with Lord Jaguar through a mutual acquaintance, and she kind of looks at Nils with a nod.
Well, I'm sure our city is in great need of aid and restructuring after everything that's happened, so we appreciate your assistance.
Well, while the Order of Benevolent Hearts has great resources, with all that's happened in this city and other cities, Magnamar, Riddleport, Kermaga, we certainly don't have the resources to help every town simultaneously. And that's one such point of an event like this, is for us to help and for us to create a consensus between the people who know this city better even than we do.
Well, I'm not one for parties per se, so even having somebody step in and throwing something like this together is a weight off my shoulders. I think the person you should speak to more about this probably is Dalibor, especially with Yanderhoff's out of character. Yanderhoff was the one where they were like a very like financial council.
Yeah. Innerhoff has looked at it like the trade intermediary between Corvosa and a lot of the other city-states. They're probably the most neutral territory when compared to, all the rivalries and competitions between different city-states.
Yeah. I don't have a mind for business, but Dalibor is setting up many trade routes between Karamaga, possibly Magnamar. and is working with the king to help rebuild. Perhaps some insight from Yanderhof would be most helpful, especially in the times to come.
She looks to you, Dalibor. I'd certainly be interested in the meeting of the minds.
Dalibor, like, she introduced herself and did the thing, and like he kind of did the sense motive to just kind of see the sincerity, but like initially, like he knew he was going to get an invite to this party regardless of whether they showed up or not. So he kind of felt like this was more for everyone else when she was introducing that. And so he was just kind of like there in the background and just listening. And now he's like, when his name is mentioned, then he starts paying more attention rather than all of the other things going on around him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arabella is pretty much, she knows that the guy in Yanderhof does banking stuff and Dalibor does banking stuff, and so she's trying to shove you into the conversation.
Right. So Dalibor spends like a half a second reacquainting himself with this conversation that's happening.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm definitely open to speaking about open trades and helping all the cities and the areas grow. As a devout follower of Abadar, especially in the community section, I believe very much so in the spread of commerce and growth for all communities. And trade routes is a very major part of that, of course.
Well, I know there's been some damage in recent days to some of the trade routes, some increased danger. And Yanderhof and the Order are, and she kind of shares a look with Nils, and he nods with a smile, are committed to helping your city rebuild.
And he puts his hand on his chest and like bows. Greatly appreciated to have you join us and be part of the rebuild of our community and our city, and would love to speak more on this. And I will sense motive their looks because they've traded looks a couple times now. Like there's something else going on here as far as that goes.
Sure.
$22.
From what you can tell, as you are paying close attention to the two of them, Nils and Celine seem very much on the same page. You're gathering, it seems like they've worked together for a very long time.
Okay.
That would just be where your business mind would take this, as they've been business partners for a long time.
I gotcha.
And dwarves live a long time.
Yeah. Okay. And I ask, will you be in town for a while?
I will. Yes.
Well, perhaps we can set a meeting at some point after the party. After
I would love that.
Event.
I would love that.
Well, I very much hope you enjoy the event. I know that the Jagari Museum has many plans put for this event. I myself was a major benefactor for many of the items donated to the museum for this event.
She just kind of bows her head and nods.
Yeah, I just...
Brianna, what are you... Oh, go ahead.
I just like talk about the thing, but if there's other... Yeah.
Brianna, what are you doing during all this?
That's a great question. With this particular person, or just in the party
Just in
general?
general, and it doesn't have to be with this person if you kind of like float away from this conversation.
Yeah, I admit I probably will be to some extent, I guess, politely trying to be with the person that I'm supposedly supposed to be here at the party with, but pretty much trying to keep as a subtle an eye on well, I guess Naveen, and then anytime I guess I hear anything about the party or about people, especially talking about the heroes of Corvosa, I will then take more time to kind of listen in on that. But actually, probably after a very short period of time, I would tell Miles, I apologize. I have to step away for a moment. And I imagine there'll be times where I would literally just kind of like hide in the crowd. like hide in the crowd, not like
as you kind of just hide in plain sight, you see somebody you recognize very near you that you were hoping to avoid.
Oh no.
Right there.
This one right here?
Oh,
This man right here.
I recognize that one.
Oh, crap.
And kind of as you're telling them,
Chat is creating rumors at the event.
Oh, shit.
Brianna worships Zion Cathan.
I can't spell.
Is that really a rumor, though? I mean...
Well, yeah, you guys keep saying it all the damn time. Guess who started the rumor?
I mean, still, not a rumor.
He just kind of looks to you
Zion
as
Cathan.
you are stepping away, Brianna, and he just kind of winks at you.
Chat has redeemed a complication.
Brianna and Golorio.
Green.
Okay. Let's see what we got for Brianna. As Glorio kind of gives you a wink as you begin to disappear into the crowd, you could try to turn the tables on him. You could make a sense motive to try to make him think that his position of power is actually weakness. Or with a bluff check, you could make him think that you're in charge of this situation.
I'll try the bluff check.
Okay.
I'm not great at it, but I'll try it. Because nope, I don't have any hero points. Never mind. Yeah, no, I'm still trying it. Why not?
Okay.
Why pick the easy one? Hey, holy shit, that's
really
actually really
great.
good.
What do you do facial wise or body wise as you slink into the crowd to let him know that you're in charge of whatever he thinks is going on between the two of you?
So he's definitely giving me like come hither vibes, right?
Yes, he is.
So I'm gonna look at him, smile kind of demurely, kind of do one of these little finger quirks over my shoulder, and then I will stealth into the crowd and he will never fucking find me again. Because I'm just that cruel. Or at least I hope I can. We'll see what happens. I got a 28 though, so I'm hopefully pretty good at that. And basically just kind of like maybe every once in a while I'll pop up so I'm in view and then look for him and then kind of wink and then go disappear in the crowd again just to like kind of prick tease him through the whole event.
You can see that he definitely loses track of you. And he's just kind of like he's talking to somebody and his nostrils kind of flare as he's like, you were right in front of him. And you've literally just bent your knees and disappeared. You just hear, it must have been the wind. Okay. Naveen, what about you? I see you've moved on. Are you trying to speak with anybody?
Well, I failed that discovery
Oh
thing
yeah,
for this lady.
you rolled the discovery check.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Sephi.
Yep. So Sephi is probably a little bit overwhelmed, but trying to look not as interested as she is. Is the mayor's voice very loud?
Yes.
Oh God.
And it's like there's a spotlight on him when he enters.
Yeah. She's like, she kind of stiffens. It's just, and then she'll just look at Neil Landis. Is he talking to anyone?
Neil Landis is not currently talking to anybody. He's just kind of got his arms rested against the railing and is leaning.
She will just try to like subtly kind of like turn her back so like hopefully the mayor won't see her.
Okay.
And then try to think a conversation while she's like mildly panicking with Neil Landis. So is there anyone here that you see that you want to talk to?
Well, he says, I'd like to speak to Lady Evangeline at some point, and I probably should make my appearance to greet the Lord Mayor as well.
Oh. Well, I'll just follow your lead. Well, wait, is that the bearded men? Is one of them, why am I blanking on his name? The academy guy.
You can roll a, let's see. You can roll a nobility or arcana.
Oh, Sephi. What?
Arcana would be applicable for both of them.
Yeah, she doesn't have her staff, so she doesn't have Arcana.
Oh.
Ooh.
So one of them you're just not going to know who they are.
Yeah, 17.
Is that nobility?
Yeah.
You're not sure who this old guy is, but you've been in Corvosa long enough to recognize who this old guy is.
Well,
That's
isn't he?
Toph Ornelas. He's the head of House Ornelas, one of the big families of the city.
Yeah, I played a game with him at a different party.
You did. You recognize him. You remember him. He played some sort of word game with your sister.
So she'll point that she's like, "Oh, I've met Mr. Arnellos before. We played a game at a party once."
Oh, have you? We should go speak to him then.
Sure. I think. Oh, And she'll kind of whisper, we kind of beat him at the game and he was a little bit sore with us.
Do you approach Toph?
Yep.
You can see he's currently in some sort of discussion of which you are right now struggling with addition and subtraction, and they're discussing calculus. It's arcane theory of which you have no concept of right now.
This is definitely
And
the wrong character.
Toph looks somewhat disinterested, and he peers over at you, and then he double takes at you like, wait a second, I recognize you. He doesn't say anything though, but you see an in where he kind of like double takes at you.
She'll do like a quick curtsy to him
Mhm.
and say, "Hi, Lord Ornelos. I believe that we've met before."
Yes. Cheliax.
Yes, I don't remember what game it was, but we played a very fun word game. And you let us win.
Oh yes. You have a
And-
sister.
Yes, I do.
Tiefling girl. I
Mm-hmm.
don't see her here.
No, she couldn't attend, unfortunately.
Shame. And Neil Landis is just like, Lord Ornelos, and he just kind of nods.
So, she'll look over at the other older gentleman, be like, "My apologies for interrupting your conversation. I'm Miss Sephora Thrain."
Miss Thrain, Neil Landis kind of says, this is, and he motions to the other older man, this is Sutherland Jives. He's the leader of the Arcana Circle in Kermaga.
Does Sephi know what that is?
You have knowledge local?
Nope. Oh, wait. Nope.
Nope. You have no idea what that means.
She just smiles. She's like, "Oh, that's nice."
Sutherland looks at you and just gives a small smile.
Someone reveal complications.
Rose feet of his eyes wrinkle.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that Irie isn't here because I'm sure she would understand all that you guys were just talking about, but it's completely over my head.
Oh, not to worry, Toph says. I'm sure it would be over her head as well.
Oh, she's pretty smart.
So you are speaking with Toph. Are you trying to learn about him or influence him? You can make a discovery check.
I
Or
don't think Sephi has a chance of making a discovery check with him.
okay.
Because I'm assuming it would be like an Arcana. I think I honestly think that she's just trying to be friends with him
Okay.
or just trying to get to know more people and practice her social skills at a party.
Does Sephi have...
As Sephi is wandering around, she feels a little nudge on her sleeve.
She'll look over.
She looks over and sees a human woman. Looks to be in her mid-20s, blonde hair, brown eyes, a big smile. She goes, "You're Sephora, correct? Sephora Thrain?"
Yes. I'm
Oh,
sorry, I don't think we've had the pleasure.
oh, my name is Lady Ziva Foxglove. I I have some letters that I should probably give to you. Um, my brother wrote to me. Apparently, you and him had a romantic few months together. He did.
Week.
He gave me some locks of your hair to hold on to. He said it would be something good for the your and his children to have as mementos, as well as some ribbons and other tokens of affection that you had given him. He sent them to me for safekeeping, and I would rather not have them anymore. If I mean, I don't have them with me, but if you want to stop by the green market in the next few days, I would love to give you all of the stuff he sent me about you.
Um, certainly.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Neil Landis's mouth is kind of agape.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'll see you in a few days then.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I feel like we're almost sisters, but you know,
No, it didn't
the
work
amount
out,
of things he wrote
unfortunately.
about you was
Yeah, it was just a week. It was just 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah,
24 letters.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was very sweet, but a little obsessive.
I will see you in a few.
Okay,
And
nice to
she
meet
walks
you.
off.
Right. Um, well, I think I'm gonna go find some wine. Look, I had Joe got a pause and she's like, look, he was a little bit of a stalker. So,
A stalker.
yeah,
Hmm.
it happens. It was very nice seeing you again, Mr. Arnellos. Perhaps
He
later
just, you
on.
can't tell his facial expression because there's so much beard, but his eyes are wrinkled almost into an amused smile.
Yeah. Perhaps if we have time at the party, we can play that game again.
Of course.
Yes. And pleasure meeting you, Lord Sutherland. I'll roll a diplomacy check. I mean, it's a 43 with however many negatives I have.
And all of that without a complication.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the stolen souls. What are all of you doing in this super crowded party? There are so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Saya, I'd like you to make a perception check. This is, well, roll it and we'll see.
Perception for her is gonna be something super cool. Holy moly.
Wow.
Wow.
You're looking around and this is overwhelming. There's a lot of people talking, there's music, it's just, and as you're looking around and you see like just people everywhere, there's conversations everywhere. It's like a din that is hard to break through. You notice in the sea of people a face you recognize. which should not be possible given where you are right now.
But I do know we're in a different multiverse.
Mm-hmm. Right here.
So I'm gonna think to myself, I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna go over to her and pretend like I don't know who she is, but talk to her in Tien. Right? You said it's this one?
It's this man right here.
This man?
Yep, that one.
Okay. Where is he on the map? Am I right next to him?
You
Yeah.
are.
Okay, then it's not who I thought it was. Then I'll just go over and... Does it look like he recognizes me?
No.
Is it? And I'm. Karina's still with you if you. Not that he's probably paying close attention to who you're talking to.
Yeah, Holly does not remember who this person is.
It is Talon. One of your teachers through childhood. The man
Oh,
that taught you how to ride a horse.
I was looking for Amico.
I was too.
And I will say, I will play it.
And you taught him how to do
Pleasure
all the
to meet you.
planar travel stuff.
Pleasure to meet you. And he looks at Karina and speaks in Tien. It has been a while since I've been able to use this tongue. However, not in the way that was properly taught to me on your shores.
Do I notice a Pathfinder sign, sigil?
He does have a Wayfinder on his belt.
Okay.
He goes, how can I help you? Pardon, I am sorry. I am Talon Silvercrest, champion of the Ruby Phoenix tournament. And you are?
And you see as he introduces himself, a woman that is standing next to him turns around right here. Not sure if you would recognize her or not. You might. Would they, Matt?
Saya would.
Okay. This person is Kendra Devon, the mayor of Sandpoint.
Okay. Hi.
Talon, friends of yours, she says.
No, not yet, at least.
Although if he keeps talking about his wicked tongue, you never know.
Oh, so I was gonna say that was like a sense motive check, but no roll needed. Yeah.
Over their shoulder, you hear, write that down.
Yes, he's like, is there anything that I could help either of you two with? Or perhaps Mayor Devon here?
Yeah, I mean, we're both visiting from out of town. My name's Saya. This is Karina. I see that you're part of the Pathfinders.
Ah, yes. I've always dreamed of building a lodge in my own hometown, but there's not much going on in Sandpoint besides the Pixie's kitten.
Well, she says,
Yeah?
those Pathfinders did make some waves when the giants attacked, she says.
The things you miss when you're winning a tournament. I would have loved to have been there.
We could have used you, she nudges Talon with her elbow.
He goes,
No.
yes, it is not too many people that use the famous whip and shield style.
It's not too late if you're wanting to try your mettle against some giants. I hear they're on their way.
That will be up to Lady Deverin. I am here as her guard, and I will uphold my duty to Sandpoint as she sees fit.
I just feel like when you say that, Saya, Naveen, who is standing directly north of you, just turns with like the eye of Sauron on the conversation.
All of Verizia needs to stand together against this giant threat. I'm sure that the king and the heroes would love to hear how they could help you as well as you help them in the coming months.
Saya, I will let you try to influence Lady Deverin.
Okay, what am I
How?
rolling?
Well, so that's the thing. You didn't discover anything about her.
Sure didn't, but I know
So
stuff about Sandpoint.
you know stuff about Sandpoint. Knowing stuff about Sandpoint, if you want to make a knowledge local, you can see if maybe that's one way to influence her.
Would a knowledge history work as well, knowing like what happened in our version of Sandpoint and the giants and
Interesting. If you spend a mythic point, I will let that work in place of local.
okay, I need to do that because I can't roll above a 10 with local.
Okay.
Well, not great.
You begin talking about history as you remember it. And you realize that the history you remember does not add up to what happened here. Unfortunately, you did not succeed on this influence check with Lady Deverin.
Well, that sucks. Can we try multiple times, or is it like one and done?
Someone else could try, but you cannot try for her.
Okay. Well, try to soften her up, folks.
Okay.
As we walk away from them, like once we're I'll kind of lean over to Sai and goes, "So did Talon always own a brothel, or is that just in this world?"
Well, in our world, he didn't win that tournament, so, well, he sort of did win that tournament, but in a different way. Anyway, there's a lot to go on. But I'll tell you later. And he doesn't remember me, so that's maybe good, but it could also be bad.
Wait, if he's here, does that mean? And then I start looking around very excitedly, like even hopping up and down to try to see all the faces of the people, to see if I can see Lady Amiko.
Well, perception check.
Queen.
Empress.
Sorry.
Looking around, you do not see Amiko here.
I am crestfallen. Well, perhaps we should dance.
Aren't we supposed to be like talking to people and stuff?
Well, I mean, I guess.
Because we're supposed to, I don't know, I think we're supposed to help with this giant thing, even though it's not really our problem. And then we're supposed to keep our eye out for that thing we're looking for. And I don't see it in this room.
I know, but if we can't have at least a little fun in our lives, then
I mean, if
just
you
one
really
more.
want to have fun, I can make things smell like farts.
That's not fun.
Why is that not fun?
Because despite what some people think, farts do not smell like rainbows. Um,
But we could make it look like the lady who thought I would look had 3 heads did it.
we'll put a pin in that one for now. Perhaps maybe later, if things start to get too dull.
We moved it away while we were talking about that.
Amika, what are you
Yeah.
doing with this? I guess this wouldn't really be claustrophobic to you because rat folk live in like warrens, so this is kind of comfortable, maybe,
No,
but maybe
they're all
also
too
not.
tall.
They're all too tall and
They're
they're
all
all talking and they're all
Yes.
not rat folk.
Yes, it is in fact a little bit too much. So she's going to try to stealthily leave and go investigate the rest of this building.
Okay. Make
We're
a
gonna
stealth.
attempt. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it'll work.
I'm just okay. I'll pull out Arabella's magic
I'll
spells.
spend a myth point just to hold on. I'm gonna spend a myth point. Oh no,
Arabella, roll a perception check.
26.
Babysitter Arabella.
Might need to actually put Majenko on that watch because Arabella does not have like a great perception.
Oh, we'll roll for Majenko then.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, why? Sorry, I pulled up Shadow Mist. I'm like, why does he have such a low perception? You are not here, Shadow Mist. Okay. You have a chance. Never
Wow.
mind.
Holy shit.
So,
I
Amika,
didn't.
you are sneaking out.
Yeah.
You walk right past the guards here who look at you because you walk right by them, but like they don't really. You're not trying to move through them, so they don't really care what you're doing.
Great.
But as you're sneaking up this way, you just hear a little whisper on your shoulder that goes, "Hey, what are we doing? Going on an adventure?"
Are going on an adventure. We're looking for a mirror. And it
I
wasn't in
love
there.
adventures. I found a mirror too.
You found one?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Where?
Follow me.
Done.
He goes to this door. In here.
Okay.
Open the door and look in.
I'm gonna detect magic first.
Okay. You do not detect any magic coming from the
Okay.
door.
And then I'm gonna detect psychic significance if there is. Let me. Just in case. Because maybe he's tricking me.
And then Arabella realizes that Majenko probably wasn't the best babysitter.
Yeah, no.
So detect psychic significance detects presence of psychically significant items within a 40-foot radius burst. So anything that has a psychic imprint or history that can be read by like psychometry, occult skill, unlock, or
So anything that the walls are blocking your line of effect past this room, but the animate no. I'm not saying that, Matt. He said the animated rose bushes. Past this rotunda and down the hallway and on down either side of the hallway, you don't pick up anything that seems historically or metaphysically important.
Okay. And not on this door either.
Certainly
right?
not the door.
Okay, I very carefully test the handle to see if it's unlocked.
It does seem like it's unlocked.
Cool, I go through carefully.
Okay. Okay, you can open the door.
Ooh, there are people out here. I follow Majenko.
You can see there's a bench with two people sitting on it. This guy has a pipe out. He's like slouched down on this bench smoking this pipe. And Majenko points down there. See? You can see your reflection like a mirror.
Oh, that's like
He points at the pond.
I need an actual mirror.
Oh,
Not just like a mirror.
you didn't want to like make sure none of your fur was sticking out from earlier? You can do that if you look in that water.
I mean, that's a very good point, but no, I'm looking for a very specific mirror. Not just any mirror. I don't need to see myself right now.
There might be one in the bathroom, in the privy.
A magic mirror?
My boss has one of those, a magic mirror.
Is it here?
No.
Okay. We're probably not looking for hers.
Oh, okay. Well, can we look for something else?
Like what?
I don't know, something fun.
Well, I kind of need to look for the mirror. How about we look for the mirror and something fun? Like, something that would make those two guys freak out when we bring it back.
He points down at the windows. Is that a dragon?
I'm sorry, what?
He points down this way.
Let's go find out.
Whee! He flies down.
How high up am I?
You're like 17 feet. He's like, come on down.
Let me look at how this... Do I have wings yet? With this incorporeal dialogue. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I jumped down. Oh,
You jump down. You
Yeah.
know that if you jump down and you went into the water, you would probably negate all your fall damage.
Yes.
If you took it. You're
I was
gonna just
thinking
like
about that.
cannonball.
Yeah.
Do you shout cannonball?
No.
Oh, okay. You jump.
Just
Make
go.
an acrobatics check.
Yeah. 11. I land in the water?
You land in the water. It's not a graceful landing. You take 1 point of non-lethal damage.
Okay.
And a huge splash. The guy who's sitting on the bench is just like, and he sighs heavily. He gets up, he grabs his waistcoat and like twists the water out of it. And
I'm
he's just
so
like,
sorry.
fucking Corvosa. And he just starts walking towards the door.
I'm so sorry. And then I go catch up with Minchiko.
He was like, that was a great cannonball.
Thanks. That was a lot more fun than I expected to have here.
Yeah, you've kind of missed the ladder right over there, though. He points right here.
Yeah.
That was more fun. Look,
Yeah.
dragon, he says.
I see that. I think I see that.
Roll a perception check.
28.
You notice that there's a plaque at the base of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Kazavon, or a dragon that would resemble his size.
Interesting.
There's also some really small text, but through the window and with the distance, you can't really make out that detail.
Does the window open?
You could try it.
Yeah, I'd love to.
You grab the window and you try to move it, and it seems either locked or stationary. There's a little bit of give to it, so you're not sure if it like pulls, if it can be pulled out of frame, or if it actually opens, but it doesn't move.
Majenko, I think we need to find a different way to get into that room.
Yeah. Okay.
Back inside and around?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use the ladder this time.
Just for your reference, because it doesn't show it on this map. I mean, you could go up the ladder if you want. There's also a door that this guy went through right here that leads to the first floor.
Oh, perfect. I use that door because it's behind the guards that were looking at me when I left the
Okay.
party.
Okay.
So I will theoretically do that.
Okay. So this
I moved
mischief
myself.
maker is sneaking off. And here's where I'm gonna put you and Majenko.
I'll roll another stealth as I go through that door because I know there's a guard down the hallway. And I don't want to like open the door and have him suddenly staring at me and being like, "Where are you going?"
Okay.
27.
Emika, you see where you are going, there actually is not another guard, and this hallway is kind of dark.
It's a different floor.
You can see, but
Excellent. I go to the door at the end of the hallway.
okay.
I test it. Is it locked?
It does seem to be locked.
Well, I can attempt to disable that device. I will attempt a lock picking with my not a lot of skill.
Okay. Can you, the Twitch chat, see through the token that's dropped on there? Looks like, oh, hold on. I'm gonna do this. That might help.
I only got an 11 to unlock the door.
Yeah, you're just fiddling around with the lock and it does not budge at all.
Hey, Majenko, can you open this lock? Because I'm pretty sure that that dragon is on the other side of that door.
He thinks really hard and he says, "No, I know somebody who can. I'll go get Arabella." And he flies.
Okay. I'm gonna take this opportunity to go look for a mirror in a different place.
Okay. All right. So as you're kind of going around and causing mischief,
Hell yes.
we're gonna go to, let's see, Shy and
Yeah.
Falds. What are you doing?
Shy is gonna look for like somebody very interesting to talk to.
Okay, who is that?
Oh, there's an elf guy right here.
Can you ping the elf guy again?
That dude.
This
There's
guy.
also, yeah, with the jewelry on his head.
Okay, give me a second. You see this elf man has long braided hair, red eyes. His skin has almost a silvery tone to it, and he is very lean. And you walk up, he goes, "Oh, you are stunning, aren't you? My
Oh,
name is Ambassador Percial Kelstraville at your service." And you see he does like a big, deep bow in front of you.
Shy will just nod and say, "I am Shy, and this is my companion Folds."
Ah, hopefully you're not too shy.
No, it's actually ironic branding, you know?
Ah, yes. And what brings you to this fair soiree this evening?
Oh, well, I love the party, and so here I am.
Oh, you love to party.
Of course. Who
You,
doesn't?
me, and you see he leans in. Lady Sabasha? Oh, yes, the big partiers. Us three, I could see it now.
Lady Savacha.
Yes. You see he points over to a Magnamaran woman. He goes, but enough talking about her. Let's talk about you and me.
Oh, okay. So, I'm sorry, you said you were an ambassador?
Yes, yes, I am the ambassador to the Marani elves.
What knowledge would that be?
Uh,
Well,
history.
history. I thought I had. Oh, okay. I think it's an 11. Oh, 23.
The Marani elves in Corvosa have had peace for centuries. Like it's even weird why they would have an ambassador,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously they're not really like doing anything. It kind of feels more like a honorary title at this point,
Okay.
from what you can tell. While you're talking with him, do you want to try to discover something about him, or
Yeah, let's do a discovery.
okay? Do you want to like analyze? Do you want to like find like like something about him, or like a weakness, or try to find like how you could try to influence him?
How to influence.
Okay, so I need a sense motive, knowledge, local, or nobility check.
Locals 11. Don't feel like my sense motive is great with her. Yeah, I think nobility and local are about the same. So we'll go with nobility.
And I am reducing the DC because he didn't make his save, so he's 2 steps friendlier towards you.
Okay, yeah, nobility is a little better. 27.
27. You know that Percial here is really at this party for finding new carnal pleasure partners.
Oh.
He is DTF,
Mm-hmm.
and he is looking for others that are DTF.
Got it.
To influence him, you know that it would be bluff, diplomacy, or perform dance. You beat the lower DC by 10. Sleeping with him will also work.
Got it. I mean, and Shy is kind of like mumbling this out loud, like, I don't know, like, how this would work, or like, yeah, maybe I'll consider it. Okay. So you said,
Consider what, darling?
oh, just what you're secretly all about.
Oh, it's a very fun secret.
Mm-hmm. I can tell. So, I really wish, like, with the music here, I mean, the violinist is great, but hopefully there's going to be some dancing later at this party.
Oh, I love to dance.
Yeah.
And you see he like kind of like strikes a pose. And it looks like he is a very well trained dancer.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not very good. Like, I dabble, but I am not very good. But if you want to give it a shot.
He goes, yes, perhaps once we get a little bit more beautiful space, something to show off your curves and my
Uh,
luxurious locks, we can pull everyone's eyes to us.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, like, tell me more about your people. I'm total foreigner here.
He goes, oh, and he starts going into very like a history of the elves that live nearby, but there is all of like the Calistrian double entendres.
Mm,
Like he can't even tell a story without like exuding horniness.
yeah. Yeah.
You can't even say fucking A without them saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's just sounds like such a beautiful culture. I
It
am
truly
so
is.
happy for you guys, for you and your people. And it's such a obviously difficult job what you do, and it must take so much time and energy. I just applaud you for all your
Well,
hard work.
I applaud me too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, this is great. Do you have any friends here that you would be able to introduce me to?
He goes, well, I mean, as I said, the most fun one here is Lady Sabasha Versade.
Uh-huh.
Um, she, if you want to really know how to party,
Yeah.
she is the one that can show you how to party.
Oh,
Besides that, like I can tell you people to not go by.
yeah.
Lady Scarnetti is a stick in the mud.
Got
You
it.
don't you don't want to like talk to her. She's like, tell me about lumber prices. Who cares about lumber prices? You make the trees grow into houses. You don't chop them down to make houses.
Exactly. Boring.
Yeah, very boring. Speaking about boring, Lady Foxglove, also boring. She's
Okay.
like, oh, I have a mercantile business. I want to make sure that people can sell things to each other.
I
And
mean,
then and then and then you see like he kind of like he like goes to like kind of like dip you like for like to warm up for a dance, and as he does, he whispers in your ear, stay away from Lord Valdemar. He's a weirdo.
oh, why is he a weirdo?
He just, those people that just give you the,
Heebie-jeebies?
yeah.
Guy,
Yeah.
as you look past him as he's dipping you, and he kind of motions where Lord Valdemar is, you can see that there are two people, the two most creepiest people in the entire party, are just sort of having a brood off in the corner. Right here.
Oh, him?
Him and Enoch.
Okay. Yeah. Man, I think I see some mushrooms going over there. So, do you worship any gods?
At least you, of course.
Okay. Are you like, do you worship multiple gods or just Calistria?
Oh, Calistria lets us worship whoever, however, whenever we want.
Hey, I think you should worship me.
Goes, well, maybe you'll have to give me a reason why.
I
Goes,
definitely can give you a
goes,
reason why.
he's like, after the dance. And you see he like looks up and he goes, waves his hand to looks like another half elven that's wearing Calistrian colors. And he's like, ooh, maybe I found a fourth for our threesome. I'll be back later. And you see he starts walking off uh towards where Saya and Karena were talking with a group of people.
Awesome. Oh, I guess could I roll a
Um,
diplomacy check to try to do a discovery?
you can't do them in the same phase.
Yeah, you
Okay.
already rolled discovery
Oh,
on
that's
him.
right. I did. Never mind.
As we come back around, Arabella, you see Majenko comes just buzzing up, vibrating with excitement. And he says, oh, so me and the rat girl got into a grand adventure, but we need your help. There's a door that's locked that we can't get through, and we need you to teleport us on the other side because there's a dragon in there. As he's breathlessly exclaiming this to you, you hear Merciful's voice that says, "Attention, attendees! The Gala of Tyranny now begins, and the exhibition wing shall henceforth open. Please accompany me to the exhibition, the Gallery of Tyranny." And that is where we are going to end things for tonight.
Okay.
Good. Good. All right. Well, with that being said, we will be back down the road. I will announce that later once I verify with everybody when the next edition of this game is taking place. I do want to mention that on the 12th of February, we will be having Fight in a Box Games is going to be returning. We are going to be doing Mechanical Corners again, and it's the big announcement of their next Kickstarter, which includes a physical, hard, actual, real-world physical copy of the Mechanical Corners RPG that's going to be coming out. So you don't want to miss that on the 14th. We're going to have some cool guests on there for that. So don't miss that. Put it in your calendars and make sure to come and join us for all of the info on that. So with that being said, also, you guys might see in the corner here today, Arabella is going to be joining us for Off the Pod on Monday. So you definitely want to come and join us for that as well. So don't miss on out. With all of that being said, I want to thank all of our players for being here. I want to thank all of the viewers for being here, for redeeming all of the Hype Train chips, party chips. Thank you for all of that. That's really appreciative, especially after being gone for a while. So it's great to be back in the saddle. It's great to have you all here. It's great to be role-playing again. And we are going to raid on out. We're raiding out to Thunder Wizards Games, who is doing some tabletop role-playing right now. And you might recognize one of our podcast and Off the Pod alumni. Nerdy is over there role-playing, so we're going to raid on out over there and hang out with them. It is a follower and or subscriber only chat, so if you want to chat, you have to follow them. So, but other than that, go over there, say hello, and we will see you all later down the road. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Beneath Corvosa's gilded light, two paths converge one fateful night. Rose and souls, their tales align, a conquest forged in space and time. Dice roll in the twilight, threads of fate entwine. The boneyard calls its champions as ancient runes still shine. Rise, oh heroes brave, face the dark that craves. In the dark we stand, together we defend the land. Our faith now forged in precipice, the stolen conquest. Gallery of whispers, dancing echoes of the past. Ran the Lord's wrath, encroaching stolen souls are cast. The plains and powers tremble as destinies collide. Heroes bound by duty, through chaos will decide. Rise, oh heroes brave, face the dark that craves. In the dark we stand, together we defend the land. Our faith now forged in precipice, the stolen conquest.